Hello, everybody, and welcome to Real Madrid Hub. I am your host, Eric Rivera, and this is your stop on YouTube for all things Real Madrid news. So the story of Mbappé and Real Madrid continues, and it probably sounds like a broken record at this point, but the stories won't stop until one of two things happens, which is either he renews his contract with PSG or he gets signed by Real Madrid or some other club, as it seems that Liverpool is also in the running as well. However, a new article from Carlos Carpio from Marca says that Real Madrid will not let go of Mbappé. Basically, they like to talk about, they're talking about in this article that Real Madrid had eyed buying Mbappé in 2017 when he was still with Monaco. He was only 18 years old at the time, and they were willing to spend 150 million euros plus 30 million in variables to get Mbappé, but at that time the BBC was on fire. La BBC, Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano had just won their second consecutive Champions League, and they were afraid of breaking up that group. So they decided to not go through with that buy, and essentially the egg was on their face, as the next year, after winning the third Champions League, Cristiano Ronaldo would end up leaving. So now they do not want that to happen again. Of course, the coronavirus crisis, as I've been talking about and as J. Madrid has been talking about, is basically going to make this negotiation very difficult because, as I've said, Florentino and Real Madrid are very focused on saving money. However, what they are looking to do is basically depending on PSG. So what happened is, supposedly the big clubs have come to a negotiation where, in order to not drive up the transfer market, a lot of the big clubs has sort of agreed to not, scalp each other or take players away from each other unless that player has decided he no longer wants to be with the club. So if the player has expressed that he no longer is going to be with the club and is not going to sign a contract renewal, then the team, whatever team is in that group of large teams, will approach the player. So in this case, those teams are like PSG, Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Like, all of these have that quote unquote agreement. So in this case, Mbappé has obviously dragged on the renewal of his contract at PSG, and I think in a lot of ways, in some way or another said, Real Madrid, I'm here and I'm waiting for you to give me an offer. This will all depend if he renews his contract or not with PSG. And of course, PSG is supposedly reportedly in the running to get Messi from Barcelona. And it seems like it might be an interesting deal because of the fact that Pochettino is from Argentina and is trying to attract Messi to the club. If that were the case, then obviously PSG will look at Messi. If Mbappé does not sign, then obviously they're going to look for Messi to replace Mbappé, and Mbappé would be free to go wherever he wants. However, PSG is asking apparently between 150 to 160 million euros, and currently Real Madrid only has about 125 million euros for this deal. They've already taken into account that they feel that they're going to lose about 300 million or make about 300 million less euros than they did last year. So that's their estimation. And the only way they would reach the amount of money that they need to get Mbappé would be to sell some players. And this is where the rumors come into effect of them wanting to offload some important players. So PSG was interested in a variety of players from Real Madrid, being Courtois, Vinicius, Casemiro, Varane. Obviously, Real Madrid has somewhat said Courtois and Casemiro are not to be touched, but Vinicius and Varane, who has also expressed that he wants to leave at the end of the season, or the possibility of leaving at the end of the season, are two of the players that are on the list. So Varane and Vinicius might factor into the sale in order to get Mbappé. Now, when it comes to salary, Mbappé is currently getting 18 million euros. So he would essentially be the highest paid player in Real Madrid if he were to come, almost reaching what Cristiano Ronaldo made, which was 23 million euros. But that remains to be seen. Obviously, Real Madrid wants to, save some money. So if they're going to sell these players, then essentially I'm wondering if they're going to negotiate and try to get him to charge a little bit less money when he comes to Madrid. But it is Mbappé we're talking about. And Carlos Carpio signs off on the article by saying that these players are expensive for sure, but a player like Mbappé and some of these world-class superstar players essentially in the end pay for themselves by what they generate in, uniform sales and just amount of people coming to the games to see those players play. So Mbappé is obviously not off the list. Real Madrid is still interested in getting him. We have to see how this is all going to play out because there's a lot of things going on in Real Madrid right now at the moment, but it seems like this could be a possibility. Of course, it's not true and it's not a fact until the document and the contract is signed. So there's still a long way to go and a lot of headlines and news to read. So I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken record, but this will be coming out and we'll be hearing this until he finally signs, renews, or goes to some other team. So thank you for listening to the Real Madrid Hub. Remember, you can subscribe to us at Real Madrid Hub and also subscribe to my podcast, Y Nada Más, and subscribe to my good friend, J Real Madrid, on his two channels, J Real Madrid and Dr. J. Thank you for listening to Real Madrid Hub, and we'll talk to you again soon.